What's up everybody, my name is Chris, and today in this video I want to talk about a topic that may be a little bit controversial, and that is to say that it may not be the smartest idea to save your money. Now before you jump into the comments to leave a mean comment, please consider that this comes with a bit of an asterisk, which I will cover later in this video. But before I jump into that topic specifically, I want to kind of talk about how advice is given out. Now, most of the time, advice is given out to reach the most people possible or the widest audience possible, which means that advice oftentimes or general knowledge oftentimes is basically bound by those circumstances that it is for most everybody. Now, the issue here is in the detail, and that, in my opinion, is that not everybody has the exact same life, and some life circumstances may be vastly different than those that the general public experiences. Now, to jump into the topic of why I don't think that saving money is the smartest idea in some circumstances, that is specifically when I am talking about the niche of business building and people who are entrepreneurs or building their own business. The advice that I always read many times over throughout the years was that you should strive to save at least 10% of your paycheck whenever that comes in and basically pay yourself first, or rather pay your future self first by building that investment portfolios, that savings account. Now for me, that feels like a limiting structure, specifically in the context of being someone who doesn't get a regular paycheck, because I actually do believe that this idea of striving for 10% or even higher percentages, if for example you are considering something like FIRE, which I will be talking about in future videos about, but basically building this savings account, that investment portfolio, wherever you want to put that money, that is a good idea, specifically for people who are in an employment situation and they get a paycheck, because that is pretty much the only way that you can actually accumulate wealth over time by saving your income. Now, in the context of business building and entrepreneurship, that for me had some kind of a mental blockade built into my head that I should always strive to save at least 10%, if not more percentages of what I am making every single month. And however smart that idea might be, the thing that held me back was, where do I put that money? Because if I take 10% out of my business every single month and I put it, for example, into the stock market, that may be a great idea if I have an incredibly cash flowing business. But what about investing back into the business? And that's kind of like where the whole asterisk comes into play. Because I don't think that it's the smartest idea that if you have a business, you should always spend all of your money, even if it is into investments back into the business. Because you should at some point diversify your income into other investment opportunities, so you're not completely just standing on one foot all the time, which is your business. And if that crashes down at some point, you don't have anything left. However, right now, I am extremely focused on building my business and investing into the equipment that I have available to myself so that I can be faster in the processes that I do. And eventually, I will also come to the point where an investment into building a team of people is a real opportunity, and to basically increase the cash flow of the business, increase the value of the business. This too is an investment into the long-term gains, essentially. But the whole message around saving 10% of your income or even more into a stock portfolio, for example, it always had me blocked in a way that I thought that it means that I should always take 10% of everything that I make and put it into a stock portfolio. And now instead of doing that, I am basically reconsidering that and saying, no, right now, this does not make sense for my own situation. I am currently in a situation where I can always earn more money and I can always start investing into the stock market later on. Right now, it is way more important to build out the business, which eventually, hopefully, will give me a much greater return than, for example, the 5 to 10% that the stock market on average returns year over year. Right now, for example, I'm looking to upgrade my computer. And if I have those 4,000 euros for a new MacBook Pro M1X, whenever they drop that, and I would put that into the stock market, maybe the year after that, that could have a value of, let's say, 4,200 euros at best. Taking the same amount of money, putting it into that same computer, and over the next year, this improves my productivity, the quality of work that I can produce, because, for example, I can start editing 4K video much more smoothly. I am buying back some time and enjoyment in the process of editing, and all of those things combined hopefully will return a much greater return, which potentially even is 100% from the 4,000 investment, if not more, because the whole business will grow with that. The same thing, for example, could also be said about changing out cameras in my case. For example, the ability to at some point shoot 4K 60 frames per second can be an investment. Now, I'm not saying that these specific investments are going to change everything for your business, because of course you will have your own investments that might make much more sense for you. I could, for example, imagine someone who is running a t-shirt printing business. You have one press which does a specific kind of print. If you get that investment money together to buy a bigger press to, for example, do bigger prints or different kinds of prints or do them faster, all of those things can be really smart investments. And in my opinion, you should absolutely take that cut that you could have put into your stock portfolio and build your business out to become bigger and faster and better overall. Now, again, I'm absolutely not saying that saving money, stock investing, crypto investing, or real estate investing, or any other investment opportunities out there are a bad idea and should be avoided. I am absolutely for that, but it might not be the right time for this moment. And for me personally, I am currently not going to put more money into my stock portfolio. I am taking pretty much all of the profits that I make, reinvest them into this business so that I can see those returns over the next 12 months and longer. With that, I'm really curious what you think about this, and you can share your opinion in the comment section down below. Again, I was pretty much held hostage by the idea that I would have to have a savings account and I have to build a stock portfolio right now, right this second. And I could not really fathom that in this moment, my best investment is in myself, in my own business, instead of actually going to something like the stock market. And this feeling or this idea that I could actually just basically repurpose the money that is going to the stocks and just use that in my own business to accelerate the growth was a feeling of liberation and something that kind of gives me so much more possibility right now in this moment. And it just makes everything available much faster. Now, if topics like this are interesting to you, subscribe to the channel. I have more of these lined up. And of course, I also have my other content. Now, with that said, I hope this video liberated your thoughts around personal finance and business finance, and especially investing, and if you have to invest right now, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.